Hey, I'm Don McDowell, and history repeats itself today as I speak to you with my pragmatic view of the obvious. And what I'm doing is drawing a parallel from Vietnam. That war lasted about 20 years, cost the lives of more than 2 million Vietnamese, 58 to 60,000 U.S. troops. Lord knows how many other collateral damage deaths there were in Cambodia and Laos and so on and so forth that never were reported. And that conflict lasted between 1955 and 1975, and was just a huge debacle. And Saigon, that fell to Vietnamese forces on April 30th of 1975, and what was called Saigon, now it's Ho Chi Minh City, effectively marking the end of the war, the Vietnam War, or police action. Some of it don't call it a war. But on January 1st, 1975, the NBA guys had marched within 75 miles of Saigon, and the rest was history. So as the Americans are bailing, they left like Afghanistan, millions of dollars of war implements, call it what you will. And the ones that were shipboard were jettisoned into the ocean to make room for, the ambassador, his family, staff, and others that were airlifted off of the embassy roof. Biden was on TV day before yesterday saying, "Oh, that's never going to happen." Well, we'll see. And it's tragic. It's just tragic. And history is being made today by Joe Biden and whomever is actually running the country from the cesspool. This has turned out to be one of the biggest WTF moments in this history, only mirrored by Vietnam and Saigon. We did it again. The politicians are running the war. When are we going to learn that politicians, they're not qualified to run the war? We have military tacticians, we have generals, we have colonels, and we have a whole chain of command down that are trained in killing people and breaking stuff. That's what they do. Come on. I just don't get it. I don't see it. Anything good coming out of this. We're going to have to fight China. We're going to have to fight the Iranians, and Syria is not over with yet. Taliban, we haven't played Cowboys and Taliban yet. That's coming. And right now, as I'm talking to you, the president of Afghanistan has fled the capital city with his staff. Family, they're getting out. Taliban's in the town, and they're swooping down on the U.S. embassy as we speak. I would suggest that by this time tomorrow, everything will be under Taliban control. They already control about 95% of the city, 35 provinces in the country. It's all black. It's not like America, blue and red. It's black and red. Taliban is black. That's bad. There's just a few red dots left. And my guess is the U.S. Embassy will go the way Saigon did. I hope not. I hope we can get our people out of there. But what's really interesting, despicable, and unforgivable is the fact that a majority of the politicians that ran Vietnam ran Afghanistan, and we had some other military people running Iraq, and they did a great job over there during Desert Storm. The politicians don't do a good job. They just don't. The last administration was hell-bent on bringing the troops home, and rightly so. We've been over there 20 years trying to build a nation, eradicate the Taliban. Well, that didn't work. There's probably 100,000 of them floating around over there right now. They captured this week. Look, they did all of this in 9 days. They just pop out of the woodwork. Biden gets up there and telegraphs our move. It's like going, okay, I'm going to hit you in the nose with a left hook. Boom. You know it's coming. What are you going to do? You put your hands up. You're going to move. Escape and evade. I don't know what the hell's the matter with Biden. But basically, the intelligence community for the United States is asleep at the wheel. We keep hearing that more and more and more and more and more and more, and I have to ask the question, WTF, what is the matter with these people? They can't get it right. So what do we need? We need accountability. We don't have that. We keep having congressional oversight hearings and hearings and hearings. And look, if you get a congressional subpoena, all you have to do is go, I'm not coming. Nothing happens to you. Nothing. What's the point? And I ask you, what is the point of having all these elected officials that are sitting on their thumbs, getting it wrong day after day, decade after decade, war after war? They're getting it wrong. They can't get it right. You finish the war. There's an end to it. There's a beginning and there's an end. It's like a NASCAR race. Green flag, checker flag. We haven't had the checker flag in Afghanistan yet. We're giving it to them. We're just absolutely. I mean, this is so depressing. I mean, this is beyond words. You know, we have guys like Adam Schiff, Mr. Schiff Show himself, as head. Wrap your head around this. As Intelligence Committee Chair, when has he ever shown any sign of any intelligence? The man is delusional, consumed with Russians. And Donald Trump, get Donald Trump. The thing that bothers me with Adam Schiff right now, he and Jerry Nadler have been really quiet. Back in a rabbit hole, throwing up some kind of toxic elixir. And the other thing that comes to mind is this General Mark A. Milley, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And I'll give it to him. Once he was a hell of a warrior. He apparently has forgotten that. He has morphed into a Biden lapdog, drinking the Kool-Aid that they're serving to him. And he's sitting there spouting off about his great knowledge and understanding of Marxism, Mao Zedong's ideology, and cramming critical race theory and systemic racism down the throats of our military members. But he's not alone. This Lloyd Austin, Secretary of Defense, where the hell do they find this guy? Have you ever listened to him? Unbelievable. The truth is, there's no defense for any one of these failed cowardice lapdogs. None. Absolutely none. They're destroying one of the greatest institutions and fighting forces that the world has ever seen. Yeah, it's the United States military. All of them. It's pitiful. You won't find CRT in a foxhole. What the hell are they thinking? Instead of thinking about CRT and systemic racism, when's the last time they were on the front line? They need to put them both on the front line. Give them a 30-30, a box of shells, and go here. Go get Ho Chi Minh, go get Taliban, whatever they are. It's crazy. It just doesn't stop. And I would say to Mr. Biden, having the opportunity, and I want to use his own words against him. Come on, man. Forget about the woke. Joe, wake up. Wake up. You're going to get us killed. You're going to get us eradicated. You know, we've got, once again, you got China doubling their nuclear strike capability. We got the mullets over in Iran. Yeah, mullets. You know, forget, they're back. See, I never cut mine. We're going to have to fight those guys at some point. There's going to be a day when we're going to have to deal with the Taliban because they're going to start screwing with us. And one of the things that they did learn early on, ISIS learned it early on under previous administration, is that jihad does work both ways. You kill us, we will kill you back. That's the way it works, okay? If you want peace, you prepare for war. Biden's not doing that. Biden and his chumps are tearing down the United States military, summarily, daily, weekly. All of our material we left for the Afghan troops, the Afghan nationals. We spent almost $100 billion trying to rebuild that nation over there in a fighting force that are a bunch of wussies, okay? 75,000 Taliban fighters rolled over 300,000 Afghan national soldiers. See anything wrong with that? Yeah, I do. I mean, there's a ton of things wrong. Biden's been denying all of this on national TV, and like Vietnam, we spent 20 years, $100 billion over there, and the costs keep rising for medical and related treatments, and for our military people and all the folks that were involved over there, and that includes civilian contractors and allies, and it's still rising. We're not going to see the end of it. We don't have any idea what the costs are going to run up to. We don't. They're still accumulating. The best thing about the 60s reoccurring, bell-bottom dungarees may be available at your local Walmart. That's the only good that can come out of the 60s repeating itself. We need to hold the politicians and these guys accountable for doing what they did to us this week. I'm Don McDowell. That's my pragmatic view of the obvious.